Hey everyone, it's me, Vanessa. I'm making a weekly update, but also I'm going to be reviewing what I thought about 9-Week Control Freak, which is a Beachbody program I did and I just completed it actually last week. So to start with, I am sitting at 154.9, so I am right at that that oh crap weight. I did eat whatever I wanted though last week. So like the whole week, I legit ate what I wanted. So I'm back to eating healthy, back to eating more structured. And then on this weekend, I'm really gonna focus on continuing that structure throughout the weekend. But what I'm looking at is my body fat is at 36.6, which is down 0.3% from the beginning. When I first started this program, 9-Week Control Freak, I was at 151.3. Now, there are a few things that have changed. My diet, for one, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to stay at a deficit, especially on the weekend, so that I lose fat, but also maintained calories. So I'm just trying to learn everything and figure everything out. I know that with this program that I'm doing in particular right now, my cardio is going to increase. So is my weight training. And I'll explain that when I do the review for 9-Week Control Freak. But as far as what my goals are for this week and on, my main focus is to have fat loss. I do want to be closer to 30% body fat. 36.6 is a little too high. So it's not my goal. I don't want to be this high up. And when I took my before pictures, it's funny. I took before pictures today in a bikini, and I will share that when I am done for the 3-month program, because I don't want to share them now because I don't want to give anything away. But when I'm doing the pictures and I'm looking at them, I'm like, dang, these are my before pictures. I actually feel good about myself. Like my body, obviously I do have little fat areas that I sometimes can be uncomfortable with wearing a crop top or anything in particular. But I look like just a normal, healthy person. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And this will go into when I do my 4-year post-op from my gastric surgery video, which will be after the 13th of March. Because that's when I hit my four-year mark. But to think that I've been maintaining my weight for this long, it's truly amazing because I struggle. I struggle with eating. I struggle with emotional eating, binge eating, all of these different things. And finally in my life, I feel like I have some control. And it's truly amazing. This surgery has been a godsend. It's something that I am so grateful that I made this choice and that my family was very supportive with it too. And then I've come this far and I've done so many things that I'm so proud of, like running a half marathon and just fitting in a size 6 and maintaining my weight. Just the fact that I've maintained around 150 pounds is truly, truly awesome. And I'm so happy, so very happy. So you'll see, I nitpick sometimes with myself and I'll be like, oh, I wish I would be closer to 145, or I want to be lower in body fat. And don't get me wrong, these little things are goals that I have set, but I don't want you guys to miss the bigger picture on the fact that right now I am healthy. I'm healthy, I'm active, I feel amazing. So that doesn't take away from any progress I've made. This is just now the goals that I have. That's not just weight loss. It's perfecting my body to what I want. Having that aesthetic. I want to feel great. Not just good, but I want to feel great. And so that's why I want to build lean muscle mass and I want to lose body fat. It has nothing to do with that I'm not healthy at the size I'm at or I'm not happy with the size I'm at. Of course I'm happy. I'm very comfortable in my skin. I'm very comfortable in my clothing, right? But I want better. I want to challenge myself to a higher standard, something that's a little harder. And it's just part of maintenance. You know, we always set different goals that aren't necessarily weight related. They're more things that we can do that's different. So training for races, building strength, endurance, things like that. Those are the things I'm focusing on now, especially for 2021, a pull-up. I have decided in 2022, I want to do a handstand. So I'm finding these little things that I can make better and do better and accomplish that I can't accomplish at this moment. And it's something that, you know, I have to work towards. And if I don't do it during a certain deadline, that doesn't mean that I scrap it and say that it's never going to happen. I've been wanting to get my body fat low for quite a while, and I'm just learning. I'm learning through trial and error what works and what doesn't work, and I'm making the changes that I need to make to get there. And so that's the main thing that I can share in this journey, is that just never give up and know that you're not going to be 100% all the time, but you can constantly learn from mistakes you've made to work towards that goal. Now, 9-week Control Freak. What did I think? This program was a lot of fun. It's a 9-week program. There's 3 different phases. So you will do three weeks for each phase. The first 3 weeks was mostly just the building a foundation. So you have a step, you have a pulley system, and then you also have in pulley system, I mean the bands that are attached to the wall. You have like a little core ball, and then just free weights. And that's all you need. You can do everything with a mat on the floor. You don't need a bench or anything like that. And so the whole purpose of that build phase, that initial starter phase, is to build up an endurance. And the way she does it is that when you do Tabata, which is your interval training, you will do shorter time of the workload. So the jogging in place or jumping jacks or whatever you're doing, and then you'll have a longer rest period to continue with the next little burst, you know, like burst of energy or just the work that you're going to put in. And then the next week it will be half and half, to where 15 seconds you'll do work, 15 seconds you'll rest, and then it moves on to the legit Tabata, which is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. In each phase, it will restart that whole process to where you build up, but the moves get harder and you find more compound movements. So it's not just a burpee you're doing, it's a burpee and a lunge, or a burpee and a jump. So you're doing more things that are adding on to those Tabata workouts. And each Tabata, so you have one Tabata day a week, which is a 5-day-a-week workout plan. So you have one Tabata, which is your cardio day. It's only about 18 to 20 minutes. And then you do Tabata after every single weight training workout. And the way that the weight training is split up, it's split up in days, like you'll do your back and your biceps one day, and you'll do your shoulders and your chest one day. And it will split up as far as, you know, what you're doing with your weight training. But every single day, and this is the one thing that I had a problem with, and I understand why it's in there. So the whole purpose of this program is to burn calories, constantly moving. So you have something called density work. And so you're gonna do like 5 different moves over and over again within a certain amount of time, which is usually about 7 minutes or 8 minutes long. And you're gonna keep repeating, doing either 12, 10, or 8 reps of these particular moves, and go as fast as you can and do as many sets as you can within this allotted amount of time. Now, the problem I have with that is that with the clock going in my mind, I felt like I had to go faster, and that sometimes hindered form and the way that I was doing particular movements. So that's the only downfall I have about it. It's just another way of circuit training, which is weight training with some cardio, which will cause more fat loss and, you know, calories burned. So I understand the whole purpose of it. I personally did not prefer that, especially when my whole main goal was to build muscle. And with density training, I just was not really able to focus on that. And so that's the one thing that I didn't like, but it was fun and it made time go by quickly. And then each day that you do a weight training routine, you would also have something like a compound movement. So you would do a bicep curl and then you would do a lateral raise. So you would do something that would combine 2 or 3 movements, and they would build on as the weeks go by. And it's to pretty much make volume to your muscle growth. So it would cause a lot of like burning or like fatigue to those muscles because you're doing about 10 to 12 reps of the whole movement, which is causing you to burn out your muscles and then, have growth. And so those, I wish they had more of those movements in this program over the density, because that was my main focus. I wanted to build. And that's why I liked the program Muscle Burns Fat, because it's a lot of volume work, which do grow muscles. I mean, that's what makes your muscles bigger. And with those kind of movements too, you can go a little heavier and you can watch your form and focus on those particular movements instead of, getting down on the floor, doing a chest press and then getting back up and then doing a squat and then doing a jump lunge. And it's the density was all over the place. But this compound movement, it was focusing on one thing for a certain amount of reps for a certain amount of sets, and you were able to focus on the movement of the muscles. So with the density, another problem I had with density was that you would do all these different movements, but you would kind of like confuse yourself on what you're working. So when you're doing a squat, you want to make sure that you're using the muscles you should be using for a squat. That it's that mind muscle connection that you need to always have. And if you're constantly going by the clock and trying to figure out what you're doing, and then you're like, oh, did I do this movement last time or did I do this one? And it's just so much going on that you can't really focus on that mind and muscle movement. So I guess you could say my review how I felt about this program. I did like it. I did find that it was fun. Each workout, other than the Tabata, is about 30 minutes. Tabata is about 20 minutes. 5 days a week you're working out. So it's one of those, like if you want to get into a routine and do something with very limited time, this is ideal. So like if you were to say, oh, I only have 20 to 30 minutes of my time that I can spend exercising, I can't commit to more, but I need to do something, this program would be ideal for that. Now, would I recommend this for a beginner? No, not at all. And it's because a lot of it is just so technical. I mean, you're doing movements that someone who is very new to weight training just won't get yet. Now, I'm not gonna say that you can't ever do it as a beginner. I just would not recommend it as a beginner. I would recommend something like 21 Day Fix. Muscle Burns Fat actually was also at this level a step up. So even that one I would not recommend for a beginner. But 21 Day Fix I think is a great one. And then there's another one, Lift 4, I think is a good beginner program. But this I think is more intermediate, definitely more intermediate and advanced, of course. But I liked it. I did like it. Would I do it again? Yes, for fun purposes. But I loved 80 Day Obsession so much more. I thought that was like if you were to rate programs, right? I'd put 80 Day Obsession like way up here, and then the 9-week Control Freak like right down there. And it's just because of goals, right? Like I said, if you want to burn calories, this is a great program. If you're limited on time, this is a great program. If you only want to work out 5 days a week, excellent. If you want to build strength though and build muscle, 80 Day Obsession, hands down, 80 Day Obsession is the better program to do. But yeah, so I just wanted to share, it seems like I'm kind of dogging the program, even though I'm not, because I did. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun. It just was not really one that I could recommend for my particular journey and my goals at this moment. And so that's what I'm getting into now, I built my program to do actual muscle building. and I'm excited to get back to running this week. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I will keep you all posted on how everything goes there. But yeah, so I just wanted to share my review, and that's it. It wasn't one of my favorite programs, wasn't bad. ADD Obsession, if you really want to focus on muscle building, and a great program all around, that's the one to do. Not really this one. But yes, so that's it, you guys. I will talk to you all next week, and keep an eye out for my 4-year post-op video that I will be making after the 13th, which will be the 15th, I think, will be the next video for that day. Something like that. So keep an eye out for that, and let me know if you have any topics that you would like me to cover in future videos. Talk to you all later. Bye for now.